Hi guys, it's the Brightpinkstar here, bringing you another video today. It's not actually Clash of Clans related for a change, it's actually about Pokemon Go. You might have heard of Pokemon Go. It's a new app that's come out at the beginning of July, so about a week ago or so. But it's only available in America, New Zealand and Australia at the moment. So if you're anywhere in Europe or Asia, it kind of sucks because you can't get hold of that game. It's just not in the store basically. So I've managed to download it onto my phone, and I've been having a bit of a play around with the game, and what I thought I'd do is put a video together on how to show you how you can download it onto your device. So basically, to start off, you need a different Apple ID to download it from the App Store. If you try and use your current Apple ID, it'll know that you're not in one of those three countries. So you can do that either by getting a new email address and then creating your Apple ID based on that, and obviously tell it you're in a different country. Or what you can do is, if you've already got a Gmail account, you can use your Gmail email address, but just before the @ sign put a plus and then, I don't know, Pokemon USA, whatever you want to use to differentiate it from your current email address, and then the App Store will recognise that as a new ID, and it'll allow you to create a different ID for a different country. When you do sign into the app though, you do need to have either a Google account or a Pokemon Trainer account to sign into the app. So if you don't have a Gmail account already, it might be a good idea to go and get one, and then you can use it for your Apple ID. So once you've got that email address or the new email address that you've created, I just did a quick Google search for Apple ID, and you can see I've got an option here to create your Apple ID. So you can just basically go into here, put your ID in as the email that you've just created, pick a password, and obviously fill in the security questions and such. And then the really important bit with this is, when you get to the end, it'll ask you which country this Apple ID is valid for, and usually because it'll recognise your IP address and it'll know what country you're in, so make sure you switch that to like the United States or Australia or New Zealand, whichever you prefer. Once you've done that, it'll ask you to verify the email address, so it'll send an email to the email that you've put into the Apple ID, and it'll send you a code. So I think it's a 6-digit code, and then you've just basically got to come back to the Apple website, put that code in to say that you've verified it. So even though you might be tempted, don't use a fake email address, or you're not going to be able to complete all the steps with this. So basically, go into the settings on your iPhone, and then scroll down to iTunes and App Store. I've just zoomed in to hide some personal email addresses I don't want to show there. So just sign out and then sign back in with your new app ID, your Apple ID, and it's just going to say it's not but yet being used in the iTunes store. Do you want to review the information? So we're going to click yes to that. Review even, and it's just going to take us in, and because we haven't entered an actual physical address, it's just going to ask us there. So you can see it's just pulling it through to the UK store again because of where I am. So I'm just going to enter United States and agree to the terms and conditions. I'll leave the billing information as none, and then I've just got to enter an address into here. So basically you can enter any address in here as long as it's an actual real address. So I thought, what address could I use? So I'm going to use the address for the Empire State Building in New York, just because I thought it was really easy to sort of remember what address I'd use. So I can't remember this address at all, so I just googled it. So it's 350 Fifth Avenue, New York. You can use any address you want as long as it's real. You can Google a McDonald's, I don't know, an airport, a famous landmark, your favourite store, I don't know, whatever. Obviously the zip code's got to be correct as well, so I just pulled this off Google. And then I'm not sure if it checked the telephone number, but obviously the dialing code should be right. So again, I just used the telephone number off Google. Then we just click next. I've got to select a title, so I did try and select doctor, but somehow missed. So we just click next to that, and it's just going to load that through to Apple. So now we can start shopping. So we'll go into the App Store. We'll search for Pokemon Go. You can actually see it's a trending search there, and there's the app. So we're just going to download that. I've just hidden a few steps there because I just didn't want to show my passwords and such that I've used for this. So that app's just loading up. So we can open that. Now, one of the reasons they haven't released it on global yet is because the servers are struggling to cope with the demand. So I did try and load the game to sort of show you how it starts, but unfortunately it wouldn't load up. I think it was okay earlier in English time, but I think now there's a lot more people on it. But you can see the apps there. So really easy way to go get it. So enjoying playing Pokemon Go?